Hi, friends. Donna Reiners here. It is always a blessing and always an honor to be with you. And thank you, thank you, thank you for trusting me with your heart and your emotions. And just know that you are loved. Today, I want to talk about the process of freedom. you know, I get comments from folks saying how they beat themselves up, how they are constantly berating themselves on the inside, how they have pain inside themselves, how they have shame and blame and accusations and just feel wrung out like a washcloth on the inside where nobody knows. I want to remind you that that didn't just happen. That was a process of little thoughts, little thoughts, little thoughts that became bigger thoughts, until it became your belief system for yourself. It was a process that brought you into a place where you don't like yourself, where you don't accept yourself, where you're constantly down on yourself. And also, let me add, where you allow the voices and thoughts and ideas from others that might be rejecting you inside you, so you hear that as a continual taping on the inside of you. And also, there are times when you think this person here thinks XYZ and this person there thinks XYZ, and they may not think that at all. That actually might just be your own vain imagination. That's right. It might be you bringing that to the table for you. It might be you bringing that to the table for someone else to even think that about you. Listen, you are responsible for you. And how do you get free? How do you get free? How do we confront and allow ourselves to be free and allow ourselves to walk forward with all that junk and all those burdens not on us anymore? Sometimes it can be some miraculous moment in time where you just get it, where you just see how loved you are, where you just get this huge revelation, this huge inclination inside you, and you're able to change gears, you're able to switch, and forever your life is different. And then sometimes, more often than not, it is a process of freedom. The process of you freeing yourself. The process of sometimes working with someone else to help you become free. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for you. And the older we are, it seems like the more junk that we have allowed inside. So first of all, you're not alone. You're not an enigma. You're not an anomaly. There are people to the left and right of you that you think that they think they're all that. Or you think that they think they're in perfect peace. Or you think that they think they're fully accepted when on the inside, they don't feel accepted. The most beautiful person you see might feel completely rejected on the inside, might feel like they are the ugliest thing on the planet. And you may not even know. And sometimes we don't know because we've made so many assumptions about ourselves and about others that we have entrapped ourselves in a false belief system. And we've been there so long, we don't even know how we got there. And listen, you don't always have to figure out how you got somewhere. This is not counseling 101. But if you can see that it was a process for you to get where you are today in your thought life, that should encourage you enough to know that You can be patient with yourself while you're on the way to where you're going, which is in the freedom. The freedom from that junk, the freedom from that trauma, the freedom from that rejected, the freedom of not feeling accepted, the freedom of being picked last, the freedom of accusations, the freedom of you accusing others, and the freedom of the unforgiveness that is inside you for you because you continually beat yourself up all the time. I mean, nobody else can beat you up because you're so busy beating yourself up. And the thing is that it's not necessary. But somehow, some way, along the way, maybe you convinced yourself that beating yourself up was the best way to handle the problem you're at. The best way to handle how you respond to life. Maybe you feel so guilty on the inside that you feel like beating yourself up is the best option so that you feel punished. Sometimes when people feel punished, they feel like that it's okay that they're being beaten up. You see how twisted it is? Do you see the twist on the inside? So freedom is usually a process, and there are many tools. I have many more tools than I can bring to the table here. There are many tools we can use, and I'm just going to talk about a few things while I'm here. One is as simple as it is. One is breathing in and out. And I mean with intention. And if you will just with me for just a few seconds, I want you, if you're able, to see those words and those thoughts and those ideas that continually berate you. The unforgiveness, the fatigue, the accusations. Oh, I know they're there. The pain so deep inside that nobody knows you're in pain. And it's emotional pain. It's emotional unforgiveness. It's such a depth, and you've buried it so long that it took root, and now it's part of you. The limbs and the trees and the vines are all attached to you, and there's accusations, and there's rejections, and there's pain, and there's isolation, and there's just all these things that you think are you when they're not you. They're not you. So, breathe in and breathe out. If you are able to just sit, if you're able to sit with your feet on the floor, shoot, if you're able to go outside and listen with your feet on the ground or on sand or on dirt, do that while we're breathing. So breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And if you're thinking, what is the point of this? Intentionally breathing, like focused, like you're taking a moment. This is called self-love. You're taking a moment to breathe in your own body. You're taking a moment to allow air to infiltrate you. And then you're taking the moment to breathe it out. And now I want to take it a little step further. I want you to consider your fears, your concerns, the beat you up statements that you have. And I want you to courageously look at them in your mind. If you are you could be rare, it could be rare. If you are not someone who can see things in your mind, then I want you to write them on a piece of paper. Write down those words that you hear that nobody knows. I hate myself. I can't believe I did that again. Nobody likes me. Nobody cares about me. Nobody's called me. Nobody wants to be my friend. I could be here and I could die like this. Or, if I go, they're just going to reject me. I know they smile at me, but they don't really like me. Or how about when you're tasting freedom and you talk with a friend, you talk with someone you think you can trust, and they're like, you're crazy. That's not right. You can't think that way. You can't be that way. Why? Because they want you to stay in bondage. They want you to stay in a lack of freedom. Why? Because they are in bondage and they don't want to be alone. Some of these things you're going to have to do alone. You hear me? You're going to have to do alone. You're going to have intention. You're going to have to do it alone. You're going to have to do it in order to get out of the quicksand you're in, to get out of this mess that you've created for yourself. And I know, we want to shift blame to other people, but at the end of the day, we are responsible for us. We're responsible for the pain. We're responsible for not being victorious because we've called ourselves a victim for so long. We're responsible for not being encouraged because we have discouraged ourselves for so long. We're responsible for our disappointment because we made decisions for so long that got us in the mess we're in. We get to be responsible for ourselves. And if you will start with that, if you will breathe in, taking responsibility for your breath, breathing in, and then breathing out. And then when you're breathing out, I want you to picture those words leaving you. I literally want you to see accusations leave. I want you to see rejection leave. I want you to see that lack of acceptance go. I want you to see pain go away. And if you want it to go somewhere, listen, use that imagination, picture it. Let's do several things. One, you can picture yourself rolling up those words, one word at a time if you want, with intention. Roll up that word accusation, pick it up and throw it with all that you can on the inside of your mind or on the outside, whatever makes you happy. And visualize it landing in a volcano and fire coming up and burning that stuff up. Can you do that with me today? Take that accusation and throw it and let it land inside. Let it hit the money every time. And if it doesn't hit inside the volcano, you keep throwing it until it does. You keep throwing it until it hits it right in there and feel the satisfaction of those accusations just burning up, of the rejection just burning up and being gone from you. Take all those words one at a time. If you don't like volcanoes, if that doesn't suit your fancy, maybe you're sportsy. Hey, take a bat and throw that accusation up like a baseball ball and bam, and watch that ball just literally blow up. Take some action today in the areas of these places that are weaknesses, that are keeping you from being the highest you, the best you, the happy you, the real you, the true you. You can also take a kite. This one actually is fun. It's a great visualization. You can take a kite and you can write on the kite all those words, all those thoughts, and you can let that kite go and let it just take off into the clouds and go away. I want you to know that when you have transactions like this, that they're real, that your body doesn't know it's not a real kite. Your body doesn't know it's not a real baseball. Your body doesn't know you're not throwing something in a real volcano. Think about that. Think about the power of your thoughts. Think about the process you took over a lifetime, from in the womb on, the process you took to believe these lies, either from you, from an institution, from a business, from a church, from people, from religion, from politics, whatever. The lies and the thoughts and the ideas, the false belief system that you created while being in agreement with other people's false belief system, either about themselves, about those things I mentioned, about something else, or about you. The process it took for you to get there. Let's start the process of freedom, guys. Let's continue the process of freedom. Let's not settle with one little counseling session or one little therapy 101 or, all the things we do. Don't settle for this one breathing exercise. Do the breathing exercise every day. Take action every day. Give yourself the self-care, the self-love, the self-attention, the self-moment every day. It doesn't have to be for an hour. Some of you can't be away from any of your electronics for more than 5 minutes. But if you'll just start the process of the decision, hey, listen, I'm moving on. I'm not living like this anymore. Instead of only deliberately concentrating on all that negative. So listen, if you think, well, I just can't do that. I don't know how. I'm not sure. I don't think I can. I've tried it before. Listen, if you have deliberately concentrated on the negative, if you've deliberately, unknowingly maybe, unknowingly maybe, but if you have deliberately, even though it's unknowingly, built this false belief system, do you not know that you have the power to build a system of belief in you that's based on truth, that's based on love, that's based on acceptance, self-acceptance? Do you know the power of you accepting you will trump 100 powers of somebody else rejecting you? Because you have the power over you. You have the intention with you. You got it going on. You just don't remember how strong you are, how powerful you are, how accepted you can be by you if you will just do it regardless of the thoughts and ideas that swirl around you. You get trapped in the unforgiveness for you because you forget that it was a decision over time for you to not forgive you, and now it's a decision in time, in the now, to forgive you. You've got the power. I got the power. You've got the power. So say with me, I've got the power. I have the power. I am powerful. Say it. I am powerful. On the inside of your mind, I am powerful. Inside. Say it inside. Say it with intention. Remember, recently we studied leaving our sentences up, like smile when you talk to me. So I've got the power. I've got the power. Do you see how happy that sounds? Not, I've got the power. I've got the power. It sounds like the most depressing thing you've ever seen or said. So I've got the power. I have the power. I am changeable. I can transform. And I am transforming. Say it with me. I am changing. I am transforming. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. I'm a new me. And maybe you think, well, I'm not really a new me. I'm the same me as I was yesterday. I'm still messed up. Well, you know what? You say it enough times, you will begin to believe it. So you cannot wait to believe something to take action in it. That's not how it works. Taking action brings the belief. You see? Taking action brings the belief. So take action in your thought life, in your word life, in your eyes, in your mind, with your physical body. Let's have some steps of love for ourselves. And what does that look like? Listen, you would be amazed on some of the actions you're already taking, how you can take those and you can cause the intention of those actions to be such that they help you in the transformation process. So, little examples. Let's say you take a walk every day. What if when you take that walk every day, instead of it just being, well, I'm going to take my walk, I'm going to walk the dogs, I got to get this done. What if it instead it was, I'm taking a walk. I love my walks. I love to do this. I love me. What if the actions you took with that kind of intention? Do you know your body will take that on? Your body will receive that as love. It'll be like num 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 nummy nummy num. It'd be like the best steak, the best soup, the best tasting thing on the inside of you, because your body is receiving it from you, from you, from you. Honey, you're the closest thing you got to you. Your words mean more than the person down the road. Your words mean more than the person living with you. Your words mean more than the person that you think is the best thing since sliced bread. You know, I have a precious friend who has been in the transformation process, and every day she gets a message on her watch that gives her a fresh affirmation. I love myself. I am more than capable. I am well able, or what have you. And she's begun to take that, and that has become a weapon for her against the voices in her head that she has heard for years that have been part of the fabric of her being. And she's been transporting herself out of the fabric of negativity and the fabric of death and disappointment and discouragement and derailment. She's been moving herself in the trajectory of acceptance, of I can do it, of I am capable, of I am free, of I am well able, of I am beautiful, of I love myself, of I can do this. And you know, I see a difference in her eyes. I see a difference in how she communicates with herself, with others, with the person she lives with. I see a difference in what's happening with her. And she's been doing this for quite some time. So why? She took action. She took action inside of her to do that. And what's it doing? It's impacting her community. Hey, I'm even talking about it. It's impacting me. It's impacting you because you're hearing what someone else did. That is a transformation point. And it seems like such a little thing. You know, people want these big events to bring them freedom. But if you'll start in the intention of your mind, if you'll start on the inside of you, one little step at a time, I'm telling you, you'll wake up a year from now and you'll be a different person. You'll be in a different spot around about yourself and about other people. That's just reality, guys. That is the real reality. Now, I want to do one more. This is more advanced, but I want to do one more exercise of freedom. Okay? Now, this is for those of you who can employ your imagination. Can you do that today? Maybe you think, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, would you try today with me? Will you take actions today with me? Let's do it together. Can we do it together? Now, I want you to stand in your mind at the edge of the Grand Canyon. Have you ever seen the Grand Canyon? It's full of all sorts of different layers of beautiful rock and clay and minerals, and it's got tree life and plant life, and it's just breathtaking. So I want you to stand at the precipice of that. Close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out. Now remember, your body doesn't know that you're not really there. Your being doesn't know that this isn't an actual event. But guess what? It is an actual event. You're about to make a transaction for you in the area of freedom, in the arena of being free. So as you stand on this precipice of the Grand Canyon with your eyes open wide, taking it all in, taking in the beauty, taking in the vastness, taking in the bigness of this creation, I want you to think for yourself, what would it be like if I could fly? What would it be like if I could free fall? What would it feel like? What would it seem like? So listen, you can do this with me, or you can do this when I'm finished. But I'm going to do that now, and I'd love for you to join me. So I want us to stand where we're looking. Now this could be scary for those of you who are afraid of heights. This could be scary for those of you who are afraid of adventure. It could be scary if you're afraid of freedom. It could be scary if you're afraid of change. But let's look at it as an adventure. Let's look at it as a key that you're unlocking a key today, guys. You're going to unlock the key to a fresh door, a door that has light, a door with fresh circumstances behind it, fresh ideas behind it, all in here. So I'm standing in this space, and I'm literally on the edge. And now I'm turning around. Can you turn around with me? Just turning around. And I'm breathing in, and I'm breathing out. And I'm breathing in, and I'm breathing out. And I am about to just literally jump backwards like this, like if you were at a swimming pool and you were on a diving board and you wanted to do a backsplash, not a belly flop, but your back. I'm gonna just in the back go whoosh. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, whoosh. And I am free falling in the air. And I am going fast. And there's a long ways to go. And then I realize, wait, I've got the power. I've got the power. And I slow myself down. And I stop in midair. And I just happen to stop next to a limb that's coming out. And I see it. Like, oh man, that's beautiful. And I realize I could fly. And now I'm going to go a different direction. And I'm going to fly this way. But this time I'm in charge. This time it's my intention. This time I'm not free falling. No, I'm controlling myself in the air. And I'm flying with freedom. I have intention. I have focus. I am looking around. I'm seeing what is here for me. What is here? It's beautiful. It's peaceful. It's quiet. Some of you may not know the quiet, but it's quiet. And I'm flying. And then I'm going back and I'm doing a backflip. Listen, some of us couldn't do a backflip in the natural if we tried to, but in the supernatural, in the spirit, in our imagination, in this space, our bodies can do whatever we want our bodies to do, and our body doesn't know it's not real. Your body doesn't know the difference. It just wants some freedom, just like you want freedom. So let's get back to being flexible. Let's get back to transformation. Let's get back to changing on purpose, with purpose, because we're well able, because we're capable. So moving back. And now I decided, you know what? I'd like to see what's at the bottom, at the bottom, at the bottom. And now here I go, like I'm diving from a diving board, but now I'm diving down and I'm going down. And as I go down, it's like I'm a rocket or a missile because I'm going fast. And as I see the bottom coming, I'm going to just totally I'm going to stop, make a flip, and land on my feet. Why? Because I am capable. I am powerful. I am well able. I am in charge. I am in control. That's love. Exercising your own self-control. Exercising your own freedom. Taking action. And sometimes it's scary. It is. And sometimes it's just what's needed. So if you will practice these simple things in here, in here, in here, and you'll continue to practice this choice of being free, this choice of freeing yourself, this choice of opening your imagination to taking action in an area where your body will say you're loving yourself. If you'll practice self-love, it's going to open up doors for you. It's going to open up opportunities for you. You're going to wake up 6 months from now and go, I don't know what happened, but I'm in a different place in my mind. You might be in a different place in your finances. You might be in a different place relationally. You might have a different type of a role you're playing in life. You might have a different space where you're spending your time for income. You might be caring for yourself with some different products that you've never used before. You might be going out in the sun on a regular basis just to feel the sun, even if it's just for 5 minutes when you're normally just inside because that's what you decided. It's going to open up pathways for you because your body and your mind become open to moving forward into full capability, into full value for yourself, into loving yourself without limits, into loving yourself completely, unconditionally. Say with me, I love myself completely, unconditionally. Again, out loud. I love myself completely, unconditionally. 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 I love me. I love me. I love me. I value me. I respect me. Breathe in and breathe out. Now listen, I know that there are some that are in dire circumstances, You're in a time frame of life where there are things spinning out of control outside of you. Your life has shifted quickly, and one day you were this and now you're this way. You're like, what the hey, what happened? All of a sudden your finances changed. All of a sudden where you live changed. All of a sudden your relationships changed. All of a sudden you don't have time for this. You don't have time for that. You only have time for this. In the midst of all that, there are all these pieces in your mind vying for your affection, vying for your intention to grab a hold of it and shake hands with it, and let that intention take you out of a space of peace, P-E-A-C. But today is your opportunity to grab a hold of that peace in here, that peace in here. And now there's one more thing I'm going to talk about, which I really don't have all the science on, and I wouldn't tell you all the science if I did, because I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not treating. I'm not curing. I'm not prescribing. I'm just loving. If you're able to, I want you to take your fingers. If you have long fingers or long fingernails, then take your little fist, and I want you to just, you know how Tarzan and Jane would go, Tarzan would go, oh, remember that? I just want you to just gently tap yourself. I love myself. 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 Tap it and say it. I love myself. Do you know that this tapping right over here on your thymus is like a reset in your body? Just like a reset. So in the midst of what we're doing, we're being practical, we're being intentional, we're doing things that can transform our internal world that should also transform our external dialogue towards ourselves and others. Anyway, I bless you. I hope today was encouraging to you. I hope you know that you're well able, that you're capable, that you are loved, that you're on the planet on purpose, that there's nobody like you, that you're in the right place at the right time for the right reasons, and that you have permission to love yourself completely and fully and unconditionally. You have permission. Say it with me. I have permission to love myself completely and fully and unconditionally. I love myself. Listen, and as you love yourself, you're going to love other people. You're going to love other people. Love is a person. You're going to love people like you've never loved people before if you love yourself. Anyway, I bless you. Take care. This is Donna Reiners. Until soon. Let me know what you think. Bye-bye.